was a normal day when a man was walking down the street and saw something that shocked him completely. A mother cat had been hit by a car, and the driver had left her badly injured on the roadside. The man knew right away that he had to help because this was not just about saving one cat. Her kittens would die without her since they were too young to survive alone and completely helpless. Every minute that passed made things much worse for the whole cat family and their chances of survival. The man walked very slowly toward the injured cat, so he would not scare her any more than she already was. She was clearly in terrible pain, but still awake with wide, fearful eyes looking around desperately. Her breathing was very difficult, and she had serious wounds that needed immediate medical attention from a professional. After placing her safely under a nearby bush where she would be protected, the man took out his phone and searched for animal rescue centers in the local area. He found a good rescue center that worked in the neighborhood and called them right away. The person who answered the phone said a trained rescuer would arrive as soon as possible and told him exactly how to keep the cat calm and comfortable while waiting for help to arrive. As they approached the mother cat together, she suddenly tried to escape using what little strength she had left in her injured body. After putting the mother cat safely in the proper carrier, the rescuer immediately called a friend who was much closer to the vet office. He quickly arranged for his friend to meet them halfway, take the injured cat straight for emergency medical help, and ensure she got professional care immediately. Every single minute counted for her survival and successful recovery from her serious injuries. The rescuer then focused all his attention on finding the hidden kittens. He asked the man to describe exactly where he had first seen the mother cat, and began searching the surrounding area very carefully and systematically. He explained that mother cats often hide their precious kittens in safe hidden spots, not too far from where they usually hunt or look for food. The man joined the search eagerly, following the rescuer professional advice on likely hiding places like thick bushes under porches or inside hollow trees and similar protected areas. Their combined efforts paid off when they heard very faint meowing sounds coming from a thick patch of plants not far from where the accident had happened. The rescuer carefully moved the branches aside to reveal several kittens with barely open eyes huddled together tightly for warmth and safety. They were just a few weeks old, aware enough to cry for their mother, but far too young to survive without her constant care or dedicated human help. The experienced rescuer suspected there might be even more kittens hidden somewhere else in the area. Based on the mother cat overall condition and physical appearance, he thought there could be additional babies. Mother cats sometimes place their precious babies in completely different hiding spots as a natural way to protect some of them if others are discovered by potential danger. He decided to search a much wider area, asking the man to help by carefully checking a different direction while staying close enough to communicate and call out if needed. With all the kittens now safe and secure, the rescuer received an important phone call from his friend. The mother cat had been taken safely to the vet clinic where she was already receiving emergency medical care from qualified professionals. The rescuer thanked the man warmly for his genuine kindness and immediate quick action, explaining that without his timely help, this entire cat family would very likely not have survived this terrible ordeal. He politely invited the man to visit the rescue center in the coming days if he wanted to see personally how they were all doing during their recovery. With a final friendly handshake, the rescuer left with the box of tiny kittens, heading straight to the rescue center, where they would receive all the specialized care they desperately needed. At the rescue center, the experienced staff was already fully prepared for the kittens' arrival. They had carefully set up a warm, quiet space with very soft bedding and all the supplies needed for proper hand feeding of young animals. The rescuer carefully transferred each kitten to this specially prepared nurturing environment, and a trained staff member immediately began preparing the special kitten milk formula. Because these particular kittens were still so extremely young, they would need to be bottle-fed every few hours, both day and night, until they were successfully reunited with their mother, or became old enough to eat regular solid food. When the rescuer friend brought the mother cat to the center, the caring staff carefully settled her in a quiet, comfortable recovery area. The rescue center was definitely not just a temporary stop for this particular cat family. It was already a permanent home to several other rescued cats and kittens, each with their own unique survival story to tell. Some were slowly recovering from various illness or serious injury. Others had been completely abandoned or born wild, and a few were carefully learning to be comfortable around humans to properly prepare them for eventual adoption into loving homes. The center was thoughtfully designed to provide each individual animal with exactly the specific care they needed, while also offering many opportunities for appropriate socialization with people. As the days and weeks passed, the mother cat continued to heal steadily, her natural resilience greatly aided by proper professional medical care and excellent nutrition. Her growing kittens became much stronger and increasingly active, beginning to explore their safe surroundings with growing curiosity about everything around them. The pleased staff was delighted to see how well the mother cat was able to teach her kittens all the important feline social skills despite the unusual institutional environment, successfully guiding their natural development just as she would have in a completely natural outdoor setting. The rescue center had developed a very thoughtful, comprehensive plan for the family, ongoing care and treatment. Until the mother leg healed completely and properly, they would remain comfortably in a specially designed area with proper accommodations for her limited mobility and movement. The space was carefully arranged to allow her to nurse and care for her kittens easily, while minimizing any strain on her healing injured leg. As the kittens continued to grow and became much more active, trained volunteers would spend quality time socializing them properly, to ensure they would be completely comfortable with humans when they eventually became ready for adoption into permanent homes. The rescue center also began investigating thoroughly whether the mother cat had been someone's beloved pet who had somehow escaped, or if she was actually a community cat who had been living outdoors independently. They carefully checked for any microchip identification and compared her detailed description to local lost pet reports, while also observing closely how comfortable she was with human handling and indoor living environments. This important information would help them make the very best decision for her future once she recovered completely. For now, though, the entire cat family had found complete safety and professional care in their temporary home at the rescue center. The dedicated staff continued their important daily routines of feeding, cleaning, administering necessary medication, and providing mental enrichment for all their animal residents. The mother cat and her kittens became an important part of the rescue center community, benefiting greatly from the structured environment and consistent professional care while they healed and grew stronger every day. The man who had first spotted the injured cat kept his sincere promise to visit the rescue center regularly. When he arrived exactly 1 week after the dramatic rescue, he was deeply moved to see the remarkable progress the entire family had made during their recovery. The mother cat was alert and responsive, her cast-covered leg not preventing her from caring lovingly for her kittens at all. The kittens themselves had visibly grown much larger and become far more active, play fighting with each other constantly and exploring their environment with absolutely boundless energy and curiosity. The grateful staff thanked him again warmly for his crucial role in saving the family and provided him with detailed updates on their recovery progress and future adoption plans. This single act of genuine compassion had completely changed the entire course of multiple precious lives, including the mother cat and all her helpless kittens. Without proper intervention, the badly injured mother would very likely have died slowly from her serious injuries, and her tiny kittens, who were far too young to survive independently, would have faced a very tragic end within hours. Instead, they were now safely on a clear path to complete recovery and eventually to finding wonderful permanent homes where they would be truly cherished and loved for their entire lives. The rescue operation itself also clearly demonstrated something much larger and more important than just saving individual animals. It showed the absolutely vital network of genuinely caring individuals and dedicated organizations that work together tirelessly to protect vulnerable animals and communities everywhere across the country. From the man who stopped immediately to help to the experienced rescuer who knew exactly what to do to the skilled vet team and rescue center staff who provided ongoing professional care, each person played an absolutely essential role in this important chain of compassion and dedication. Their combined efforts ensured that what could have easily been a terrible tragedy became instead a truly inspiring story of successful rescue, complete recovery, and genuine hope for the future. As the weeks continued to pass, the rescue center provided everything the cat family needed for their continued healing and growth. The mother cat leg slowly healed properly, and she became much more comfortable moving around normally. She proved to be an excellent dedicated mother, teaching her kittens how to clean themselves properly, how to play appropriately with each other, and even the early beginnings of hunting behavior using special toys the staff provided for enrichment. The kittens grew very quickly, their individual personalities emerging more clearly each day. Some were bold, confident explorers, while others were more cautious and thoughtful, but all were thriving beautifully under their mother constant care and the rescue center professional supervision. The experienced staff began introducing the growing kittens to many different experiences to help them become well-adjusted cats ready for homes. They brought in various toys, different textured surfaces to walk on, and even played recordings of common household sounds like vacuum cleaners and doorbells. This early socialization would help the kittens adapt much more easily to home environments when the time came for their adoption into loving families. Word of the cat family inspiring rescue story had spread throughout the community, partly through social media posts by the rescue center, and partly through the man sharing of his experience with friends and family members. When the kittens were finally ready for adoption, there was already a waiting list of interested families who had been following their progress closely and wanted to provide forever homes. The adoption process was very thorough and careful. Potential adopters filled out detailed applications, provided references, and met with adoption counselors to ensure they understood the responsibilities of pet ownership completely. The rescue center policy was to adopt kittens in pairs when possible, so they would have companionship and could entertain each other, especially in homes where people worked during the day. The man who had started this entire chain of events decided to adopt the mother cat herself. During his volunteer work, he had formed a special bond with her, admiring her resilience and gentle nature greatly. The rescue staff were absolutely delighted knowing she would have a patient and understanding owner who appreciated her history and unique needs. They provided him with detailed information about continuing her care, including managing her slight limp and recognizing any potential complications that might arise from her previous injuries. On the day he took her home, the man had prepared a special, comfortable place for her with soft bedding toys, scratching posts, and everything else she might need. He understood she might need time to adjust to a home environment and was prepared to give her space and patience. To his surprise and pleasure, she settled in quickly, seeming to recognize him as the person who had first come to her aid in her moment of greatest need and danger.